The orca is one of the most recognizable animals in the ocean, a huge black and white hunter with a tall dorsal fin, bright white eye patches, and a reputation that seems almost mythical. It is often called the killer whale, but that name hides an important fact. The orca is not a whale in the usual sense. It is actually the largest member of the oceanic dolphin family. That means it belongs to a group known for intelligence, communication, speed, and complex social behavior. But the orca takes all of those traits to another level. It is powerful enough to hunt seals, sharks, rays, fish, dolphins, and even other whales. Yet its real advantage is not just muscle. It is strategy. Orcas live in a world where survival depends on cooperation, memory, and learned behavior passed through generations. Scientifically, the orca is known as Orcinus orca, and it is currently classified as the only living species in its genus. But that simple label may not tell the whole story. Around the world, orcas differ in body shape, diet, behavior, vocal patterns, and social structure. Some scientists believe that what we call orcas today may eventually be divided into several subspecies, or possibly even separate species. This is because orca groups are not just spread across different places, they often live completely different lives. An orca in Antarctic waters that specializes in seals may behave very differently from one in the Pacific Northwest that follows salmon. They may look similar at first glance, but their cultures, prey choices, and even family patterns can be deeply distinct. Orcas are found in nearly every ocean on Earth. They can live near Arctic ice, in Antarctic waters, along temperate coastlines, and even in tropical seas. This global range makes them a cosmopolitan species, meaning they are not limited to one region or one type of marine environment. Still, they are most often documented in cooler coastal waters, where food can be abundant and predictable. Coastal regions may offer salmon runs, seal colonies, migration routes, or rich feeding grounds shaped by currents and seasons. Orcas are adaptable, but they are not random wanderers. Many populations know specific hunting areas extremely well. They return to places where generations before them found food, raised young, and built social traditions that continue over time. The orca's position in the food web is clear: it is an apex predator. That means adult orcas have no natural predator that regularly hunts them. But being at the top does not mean every orca eats the same thing. One of the most fascinating things about orcas is dietary specialization. Some groups focus heavily on fish, especially species like salmon. Others hunt marine mammals such as seals, sea lions, dolphins, and whales. Some populations target sharks and rays. These preferences are not just casual choices. They shape how the animals travel, communicate, and hunt. A fish-eating orca may use different calls and group formations than a mammal-hunting orca, because the prey itself demands different tactics. In orcas, diet becomes identity. Off the west coast of North America, researchers have studied orca populations in unusual detail, and three broad types are often discussed: residents, transients, and offshores. Residents are best known for eating fish, especially salmon, and for living in stable family groups. Transients, also called Big's killer whales, tend to hunt marine mammals and often travel more quietly, because their prey can hear them. Offshores are less easily observed, but they are known to range farther from land and are associated with prey such as sharks. These categories show how flexible orcas can be. Instead of one universal killer whale lifestyle, there are multiple ways to be an orca, each shaped by habitat, food, and inherited knowledge. Orca society is built around relationships. In some populations, especially the well-studied resident orcas, family groups are matrilineal. That means the group is organized around mothers, grandmothers, and their descendants. Young orcas may remain close to their mothers for life, creating stable pods with strong bonds and shared knowledge. This matters because orca survival is not only about instinct. A young orca must learn where food appears, how to catch it, which sounds to use, and how to coordinate with others. Older females can be especially important because they carry decades of ecological memory. In difficult years, that memory may help guide the pod toward food sources that younger animals would not know how to find. Communication is one of the clearest signs of orca complexity. Orcas produce clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, and different groups can have distinct vocal repertoires. These sounds are not just noise. They help coordinate movement, maintain contact, and possibly reinforce group identity. Some populations have call patterns so distinctive that researchers can identify families by sound. This is one reason scientists talk about orca culture. Culture means behavior learned socially and passed from one generation to the next. In humans, culture includes language, food habits, and traditions. In orcas, culture can include hunting methods, travel routes, prey preferences, and vocal dialects. Their ocean is not only a habitat. It is a classroom. Orca hunting techniques can be astonishingly sophisticated. Some groups cooperate to herd fish into tight balls before striking. Others create waves to wash seals from ice floes. Mammal hunting orcas may use stealth, staying quiet until the moment of attack. In some places, orcas intentionally beach themselves for a few seconds to catch seals near shore, a risky maneuver that young animals must practice carefully. These methods reveal planning, timing, and social coordination. They also show why orcas cannot be understood only as strong predators. Their success depends on knowing exactly what kind of prey they are hunting and teaching the next generation how to repeat the technique. A pod's hunting style is inherited knowledge in motion. Despite their fearsome name, wild orcas rarely pose a danger to humans. There is no confirmed fatal attack by a wild orca on a human. This is remarkable when you consider their size, power, and hunting ability. The contrast between reputation and reality says a lot about human imagination. For a long time in Western culture, orcas were feared as dangerous sea monsters. But many northern Pacific indigenous peoples viewed them with reverence, often associating them with strength, family, guardianship, or spiritual power. Over time, scientific research and public exposure changed the orca's image. People began to see not just a predator, but an intelligent social animal with deep family ties and complex behavior. The relationship between humans and orcas became much more complicated in the 20th century. Orcas were sometimes killed by whalers, especially when larger whale populations declined and whaling pressure shifted. Later, beginning in the 1960s, public attitudes changed again as orcas appeared in marine parks. Captivity made them famous and helped many people recognize their intelligence, but it also raised serious ethical questions. Orcas are wide-ranging, socially complex predators that may travel long distances and rely on family bonds. Keeping such animals in artificial environments can create stress and abnormal behavior. While wild orcas have not been recorded killing humans, captive orcas have injured and killed handlers, showing how unnatural conditions can alter risk. Conservation is difficult because orcas are not one single uniform population. The International Union for Conservation of Nature lists the species as data deficient, partly because different orca types may be distinct enough to require separate assessments. Some populations are stable, while others are in serious trouble. The southern resident orcas, for example, were added to the United States Endangered Species list in 2005. Their problems include reduced prey availability, especially salmon decline, along with pollution, vessel disturbance, and habitat pressure. Because orcas sit at the top of the food web, toxins such as PCBs can accumulate in their bodies. The health of an orca population can reflect the health of an entire marine ecosystem. The story of the orca is not just about one dramatic predator. It is about intelligence in the ocean, culture beyond humans, and the delicate connections that hold marine life together. Orcas remind us that evolution can produce societies as well as bodies. Their black and white shape is simple to recognize, but their lives are anything but simple. Each population may carry its own traditions, calls, hunting methods, and ecological knowledge. Protecting orcas therefore means protecting more than a species name. It means protecting salmon runs, clean water, quiet habitat, family groups, and local cultures built over generations. The orca is powerful because it hunts. But it is extraordinary because it learns, remembers, and belongs. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.